always on my mind.
So I met my girlfriend online a year and 4 months ago, and we started talking online. She became my best friend really, really quickly, but we kind of didn't want to get into like the whole dating thing. It was really messy because like she lived in Spain and I lived in, Texas. It wasn't a dating app that we met on, so we didn't originally like meet with the intention of dating or being anything but friends. So I think that that's what made it so different, because we didn't start out like, oh hey, like I like you and I want to date you or whatever. We started out like, let's just talk to each other and like be friends and be there for each other. I like that we talked on Tumblr because like Tumblr is where I go for like dumb entertainment. She posted about a show I really liked and I was like, oh shit, I'm in love with that show, but like none of my friends watched it. So I was like, I'm just gonna talk to her about it because I have no one to like talk about this show with, and I have a lot of things to say. I don't even know how we just started talking about like our lives and like other stuff, and it just got like completely out of hand and then turned into a relationship. We were 7 hours apart, so I would call to wake her up while I was going to sleep. So it was incredibly difficult to find like just 3 or 4 hours, in between every day when we could talk to each other. I definitely did not expect it to develop into what it is today. There was nothing besides that show that made me think I would get along with her or like we would even be friends. So in no way did I think it would become a relationship. And like the closer we got, the more we wanted to talk to each other. So I mean, the later we would stay up or the more we would try and make time when we knew we had time.
No matter what,
Oh, she was my best friend, like right off the bat was my best friend. Like we talked about everything. If I had an issue or had like some really good news that happened or anything like that, like she was always the first person I called. She wanted to get a tattoo and I was like, yeah, I want another one. And then I think we were both kind of nervous to be like, do you want to get the same tattoo? Because that sounds like really excessive. We like skirted around the issue for a while. And then I was like, do you want to get like the same thing? And she was like, yeah, okay. So then we started talking about it and picked those words. Before I doubted it as well, because like you don't think that you can really know someone online. But I mean, after experiencing it, like I knew her better than anyone. Like she knew me better than anyone. So I realized that it's not an issue. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a new form of communication, and I think that relationships can develop from that, definitely.
My boyfriend's name is Bryan Garfias, and we met because we both go to UT, University of Texas at Austin. We are in the same spirit group, which is, they're kind of like low stakes, like sororities or fraternities. They're not Greek life, but like we do a lot of the same things. Ever since he joined, like we've been really, really good friends, like for over a year and a half now, but we didn't make it official until August, so officially 7 months we've been together. Time difference is 7 hours from Austin, so it's super hard. We can never really talk, and like my morning is always like he's asleep. We talk every single day. Like we use Facebook Messenger, and so we text every single day for sure. We FaceTime like every other day if we can, as long as I'm not traveling. If I'm traveling, then we can never FaceTime because like I'm traveling. But as long as I'm here in Segovia, like whenever I get home from class and stuff, like he's usually like out of class or out of work, and then we usually talk at night. I think the hardest part is that like we are at kind of the point of our relationship where we kind of, it's no longer just like the honeymoon phase. Like it's kind of like, oh, now we're like both working to like be the best person we can for each other, and it's not possible to do that when you're apart. It's hard to like have doubts about your relationship but not be together to like talk about it and like talk through it. And so like I feel like long distance just like puts way more pressure on that. So I think that's been the hardest part for sure, but just like, I mean, without like FaceTime and stuff like that, it would have been completely impossible. I think like once we're back together, like we'll be able to work on everything that we wanted to work on, and like because we made it through this, we know that it's worth working on. Like enjoy your time, know that that person's gonna be there when you go home, and I think that's like something that's really reassuring, is like no matter what happens, like he's gonna be there when I get back, so like I don't have to be caught up in it right now. Communication is the most important part, because like if you're like feeling like a certain way and you're not talking about it, not being able to like read each other's body language, like not being able to like see how someone's like reacting to something, you can totally miss things. So like you have to be able to like say what you're feeling, because you can't rely on like those nonverbal cues.
My name is Daphne. I'm an Australian student and I'm currently on exchange at IE University. I recently broke up with my boyfriend. We were in a long distance relationship for about 3 months, and prior to that we were together for 8 months. I mean, it was quite a serious relationship, but I was the one that decided that it's not for me. And I think while I've been here, even though it's only been 3 months, I definitely have seen myself change as a person. Me coming to Europe has been like a life-changing experience, and it really has been a dream for me. I'm here to enjoy myself, to learn new subjects, meet new people, go out, explore Spain, explore Europe, travel as much as I can, learn as much as I can. This is the first time I'm really living by myself as well, so I've learned a lot about the things that I like, a lot about my habits as well. And that's been really, really interesting. Also, I love seeing my friends and just spending time with them, because they're from like all over the world as well, and you get this opportunity to really open up your perspective. I've absolutely loved the fact that traveling around Europe and around Spain has been so accessible. It's just a completely new cultural experience. Just walking around the streets, everything here is so different, and for me, it's really just appreciating my new surroundings, appreciating my new life. I really do believe that my whole time while I've been here it really has been a journey where I've learnt and grown, and I think that's the part that I really, really appreciate about being here. You really do just learn so much more about yourself and so much more about the world.